Welcome to my channel. I decided to film a short video about my best Christmas pictures. Maybe it will be helpful for those who realize that it's probably time to start doing Christmas coloring, but maybe need some small push of inspiration to start thinking about snow, about Christmas tree, about presents, Christmas decorations and Santa. During last years, of course, I did many winter pictures, but for this video I selected only Christmas pictures. And it's not a big surprise that majority of my Christmas pictures, they are in the 3 books by Teresa Goodrich. I currently own Winter Wonderland, Christmas Charm and Enchanted Christmas. I don't have the 4th book, but I still have a lot of pictures to color in the available books. And it was difficult to select for myself which one is the dearest for my heart. But after some thinking, I decided that this very old work probably is still my favorite. Maybe it's not the most skilled my work, because many things here I just learned how to color, like fire inside of the fireplace, proper highlights in the glass, also wood. I would say that maybe the Christmas tree isn't very three-dimensional, but I dearly love it because of the atmosphere, this warm light which is highlighting everything around, very cozy atmosphere, and in the same time everything is so nicely decorated, very nice taste in selection of garlands, those decoration on the fireplace shelf. So I think that it's still my favorite. I remember how immensely proud I was when I finished it. I think that I even win some coloring contest on the Were publishing with this one. So every time when I look at this one, I wish that my Christmas would look like this. So warm, so cozy, and yeah, in Winter Wonderland and in all books by Teresa Goodrich, that's definitely my favorite. Very similar picture I have in Christmas Charm. I selected it again because of the same atmosphere, this very nice contrast of a warm light and warm atmosphere inside of the house where everything already is ready for Christmas. You can see the Christmas tree, you can see all those stockings full of presents, and I deliberately tried to use almost everywhere cream, beige, yellow colors to show this warm atmosphere and good contrast with the snow landscape behind the window. During last years, we were lucky to have nice snow atmosphere for Christmas Day, for New Year Day. Usually we have some snow in November, in the beginning of December, but exactly on Christmas Day, on New Year Day, we much more often have rainy or just cloudy day without such nice white snow cover. So I wish that we could return to such view. Well, honestly, I would be happy just to have very peaceful Christmas, just like we have here, because recently, during last 2 years, during the war, when we started to officially celebrate Christmas, not in January, but in December, together with the whole world, Russians bombed us exactly on Christmas Day severely. It was crazy days. I hope that at least this year we will have something maybe calmer. Anyway, this one I love because from the beginning I wanted to play on this contrast of mostly blue colors on the landscape behind the window and things which we have inside. I was a little bit nervous about those curtains, but when I emphasized their edges with light white pencil on top of pomegranate, I think so. I think that it really looked like velvet curtains, very nice. So it's another one of my favorite pictures. I did many lovely pictures here, but things which I enjoy to color most, it's skates and wreaths. I absolutely love wreaths. Even when I wasn't involved in coloring and I preferred cross stitching, I always loved designs with various wreaths. I stitched several of them, and I even have in my stash of unstitched designs also a couple of very nice wreaths. So winter wreath and wreath decorated with figure skating blades. Of course, I needed to color it. Here I remember that some things there were easy to do, like the wooden frame or green part. Here's a nice beautiful bow. I wasn't sure what to do with the stars. For me, they were depicted slightly in slightly more childish way, very realistic wreath, and those stars, they were probably too big for my taste. In the end, I think that blue color which I selected really suited the whole page, and they didn't distract attention from the central part. And of course skates, which are usually white, but of course we need to show some shading both on the fur trim and on the leather part of the skates, so I think that I managed to do it quite nice. But that's because of Prismacolor pencils, which have such a nice selection of beige, cream, gray colors, so that's definitely one of my favorites. I also very happy that Teresa Goodrich share my love to wreaths, and she have a lot of them in her books. Next one, I selected it again because of the very good contrast of light coming from the church and from all the stained glass windows and the huge areas of snow which surround and cover all the buildings, all the streets and squares of this village. I think that it was one of my best works on the wooden parts. I think that wood on the, especially on the church tower, it looks quite nice. And yeah, it was a little bit challenging how to do all those snow areas without the whole page to look boring, but white gouache and Prismacolor blue pencils, they always are helpful. Very festive, nice atmosphere. Of course, I added this traditional red color on the car, another very nice and sweet touch. And this year I really want to do this one, beautiful. As I said, I did many pictures, but I tried to select those which are the most dear to my heart, where I have the best memories when I colored them, or where indeed I resolved some coloring challenges which were difficult for me to start, but where I was happy with the final look of the page. The next one, again with skate. And I remember that I colored them with some period between them, but I vividly remember my idea that I need to color the second skate in different color to practice how we can shade white, but with different color comparing to those slightly more off-white or even beige skates from the previous page. So this one, it has more lavender and blue shading, but I still think that it looks quite pretty. Here probably I'm most of all proud of my wooden wall behind. It really created a very calm, very very nice background, so background which doesn't distract attention from the main image, and in the same way it doesn't look boring, because I thought about just doing it with one color like dark green, but then I think that no, it's not matching the idea here. So the wood, I think that it matches the main image very well. Christmas, Enchanted Christmas, I love a little bit less comparing to the Christmas charm, because here we have bigger amount of this unicorns, fairies, elves, but here I think that elf I still don't know if he is alive, or maybe it's just a doll inside of the skate. I don't care. But here it didn't bother me. I think that it really made a very good focal point in the middle. And that was the first time when my Christmas balls, they actually looked quite shiny, because before, well, they looked more like bubbles, not like shiny glass Christmas ornaments. So here I am proud of almost everything. I think that it's definitely one of my best Christmas works. Also, I remember that here I started to use more of black and 90% warm gray colors to shade better between all the leaves, branches, parts of the bough, so it really looked more three-dimensional. You can clearly see what is in front, what is behind. So I am really proud of this work, both as selection, because of selection of colors, and because of other coloring skills which I practiced here. Next picture which I included in the list, it's also from Enchanted Christmas, and again because of the very good memories. Since my childhood I was blessed that during Christmas, New Year, I received a lot of presents. My family tried to prepare many presents, starting maybe even from summer, because it was difficult times, but New Year was important, and it was such a nice tradition to find many, even small presents, but I could spend the whole night and even the next morning finding new presents. So I remember a lot of very good memories. Now I also try to prepare maybe slightly smaller presents, but a multiple amount of them. So again, it's very nice tradition that you spend Christmas night, Christmas evening doing some activity, and from time to time you go under the Christmas tree and you find new presents. So during previous years I was really Christmas obsessed. I also started to my Christmas preparations, thinking about presents from summertime, carefully selecting them, then wrapping. During last years, well, it's very difficult to find in myself this festive spirit, but I really try to maintain such tradition, because I think that it's important to keep family traditions and not to lose it even in such complicated circumstances. So this one, I immediately decided that I want to do relatively dark background, this old, quite dark wood, all those dark ambers, espresso. So the nice presents which are still waiting their time for wrapping, they immediately pop up on such background. And I really love this effect of glowing maybe lights, maybe bubbles on the tree. It also creates a very good focal point. You immediately look at those shiny yellow lamps, and it immediately creates a very festive atmosphere. But apart from Teresa Goodrich, of course, from time to time I do Christmas pictures in other books, and I included in my list of favorite Christmas pictures my last year project in Symphony of Cute Animals. This one I included mostly because of the big coloring challenge. I was afraid to start it because it's detailed, and I started to do the gingerbread house. It was my favorite part, probably. I did it, and then I started to think, oh my god, so many colorful Christmas trees, and they are made from ribbons, so they will be very colorful. A lot of sweets, and also the big challenge that we have adorable white bears, but they are on the snow, and you want to do the light background, how we can color them in such way so they won't be lost. I resolved it by adding those quite vibrant, intense scarves of them. I hope that in such way both penguins and polar bears. They are visible on the page, and look at this one. That's probably my favorite character here. So after some time, I think that I recorded maybe 3, maybe 4 parts of it. So it was a long coloring for all these elements. The only remaining part was this background, and I was totally lost what to do with those swirls. I still don't know what Kanoko Yagusa wanted to represent with them. In the end, I decided that the best way would be slightly mask them, almost completely blend with the pastel color of the background. I covered them with white. It wasn't the best. I was disappointed that I almost ruined my page where I have lovely bottom part but very strange top part. But then I made a break, and next day I looked at the page with the new eyes and just small addition of bluish tint, bluish shading on them, and they started to look like ice ornament on the snow. So just a little bit of shading around and on them, the non-photo blue probably, and drops of white gouache to represent snow everywhere. I think that it was a very nice final touch, and now I am very proud of this work. I love to color yummy things. I love to color cute animals created by Kanoko Yagusa, so it's definitely went to my list of favorite Christmas works. I hope that this year I will manage to do at least something similar. In final work, it's in Romantic Country second part. I selected this one because it was a big challenge for me to color something decent in Aries book and only with pencils. From the beginning I decided that I want to create quite cold, icy atmosphere here. That's why all the walls, they are done with mix of cold blues, cold grays and blue colors. So the walls, it wasn't a big problem. Then I think that for the first time I did the gray color for the door. I think that it was the right decision. It immediately helped the wreath here to pop up. Maybe I regret a little bit that I didn't add more branches. Wreaths here look a little bit bald. I prefer wreaths with bigger amount of greenery. But at least I do love those bubbles. I think that they look festive, especially those tiny like icy blue. They added nice touch here. Then another good decision for me was to add more ornaments to both trees. They had couple of bubbles, but for me they weren't decorated enough, so I added more. I think that it looked lovely. And these primary colors on nutcrackers, color combo of red, yellow, blue, it always look quite nice. So together with those bows of two main characters, I think that it added nice final touch. To finish such spread with Prismacolor pencils in Airy book, after my huge struggle with the first part of Romantic Country, I was extremely proud of myself. I still love this work dearly. Well, I hope that this year I will do some wintry Christmas picture in her travel around the world. I have some plans, so wish me luck. Well, of course, I have much more Christmas and winter pictures finished, but I tried to select the best one and to do relatively short video. Thanks for watching, and I hope that I managed to give you some ideas, and now you will be able to start your own Christmas coloring. I also started mine already with the book of Crystal Vogel, but now I really want to dive into books by Teresa Goodrich and to do at least something similar to these works, which I really love, and I hope that this year I also will start to feel the festive Christmas spirit. Thanks for watching.